스피인 경기장 도시양.
All right, welcome to Atlanta Spaceship, and down here in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our red Zerg player from Team Liquid. He is Ret, and he has already taken a game from his opponent's team. That is Team SEV Life. Their representative is our blue Zerg here at the top right-hand corner. That is Revival.
Yep, ZVZ again, and another fairly large map for it, too. So Ret, you know, we've seen that he does like to take 3 hatches early on from last game. We know that he likes to kind of get his economy going. Doesn't like to go for any sort of like Ling Banelings all in too terribly often. And Revival, on the other hand, is a player that, you know, we see some variation from. Sometimes he does like to play the macro game. I would say he kind of leans towards that direction, but he likes to throw into good mixes of all-ins too in his ZVZ. So it should be an interesting match. Should be cool to see what each player chooses to do.
Yeah, that very long walk distance, though, you always think about what's going to happen here. So, all right, well, things will pan out in just a second. This is, of course, the 3rd ZVZ in a row that we've discussed possibilities of what could happen during ZVZs. So,
well, they could go for nothing but Nidus Worms.
I am predicting that Complexity Cats took over Ret's body, and we're going to see 1 base Brood Infestors. That's my prediction.
Right. Well, you know, if you build enough Nidus Worms in someone's base, they can't actually move their units around.
Good point.
And then they're stuck. So, if you go mass Nidus Worm, that's
a valid strategy.
Yeah, that's right. We both know it. It's true.
Totally legitimate at the top levels. Hey, there we go. All right. Hatchery for both players, as a matter of fact. 15 hatch. Probably going to be followed up by 15 pool. And we'll move into that Zergling production here in just a bit. The differences will become much more clear soon, and there indeed we do have gas first for Revival, so this is going to be an expansion into Speedlings. Ret, on the other hand, putting up his pool first, so concentrating a little bit more on his minerals and getting out those queens nice and early.
Yep, still continuing to try to play safe here. Nothing wrong at all with that. You know, I realize that we haven't seen an Ultralisk in ZVZ for a very, very long time.
Yes.
I can't remember the last time I saw an Ultralisk in ZVZ.
Well, my prediction is that we're going to have a sample size large enough of ZVZs today that we can definitively say that Ultralisks will never be used in ZVZ if we don't see one today.
It's true. There you go.
All right.
It's really not terribly popular, and I don't know, it's just tough to get Ultralisks in ZVZ. You know, you seldom see games go to 3 bases like we saw last game, and I would say it's nearly impossible to do Ultras on 2 base. Usually you would prefer to have 4, so that's just one of the reasons, one of the many reasons why you don't see Ultralisks in ZVZ.
Very true, and double queens coming out for both players now, and Revival is not pulling off of gas quite yet. He's still sitting on that 100 and continuing to go up, so I figure he would have pulled off by now, but does have that Zergling speed on the way.
Yep. And Zergling speed for both players as well, so.
And is
staying safe here.
Ret did pull 1 drone off of gas, but that was all. Still collecting, but at a little bit slower rate.
Yeah, that's enough gas to get out a Baneling nest and have enough gas to get some defensive Banelings. And yep, there's a Baneling nest, so that's what we're going to see from him. And being that Ret, let's see,
So that's Revival's Baneling nest.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep. I knew that.
Then a couple of Lings coming out for Ret now, but yeah, more than likely have one here in a second. There it is. All right, so
did these guys change color again?
Yes, they did.
They did. Okay, that's why I'm like, what the?
You are correct.
Why do people do this to us?
Every player that's come into the set so far has been in 2 games. They win 1, and then we'll see what happens after that.
Change color.
And they've switched colors every single time. So
that's great.
Yes,
so,
making it as difficult for casters as possible.
Liquid.Ret this time.
So let's see here now as Ret can finish up his Baneling Nest a little bit slower than his opponent. A couple of Lings get in for Revival. They see exactly when that Baneling Nest is hitting, and shouldn't be too much more damage done. In fact, Ling goes down, and I don't believe a single drone was killed.
Yep, Revival actually doing nothing really but making drones right now. Managing to kill a couple Lings that came in from Ret, so he'll have a little bit. Oh, no, actually, Ret is ahead. Okay, somehow it seems like Ret always manages to sneak out a few more drones than his opponent. It doesn't matter.
When in doubt, just assume that he's ahead on workers.
That's right, yep. That is an assumption you can make 99% of the times.
That's true. 70% of the time, it's correct all of the time.
That's right. He is there. Okay, it does get the 3rd base down.
Yep. Yes, he is. And let's see if he has any Lings to go over and defend it. And it looks like he does. Should be able to get there before he has to cancel. Yep. Chases off those Lings there. Queen coming off of creep to go ahead and take out the Overlord, which is a nice little win for him at this point. Of course, that Queen, so slow off the creep.
Yep, now conversely, a lair going up for TSL.Revival and 3 more gas. And being that we don't see a Roach Warren or anything like that quite yet, I wonder if we're going to see Mutalisks this game. I know I say it like every game, but honestly, it's probably going to be Mutalisks.
Yeah, it could very well be. So he's going to save up a lot of gas here in a bit. LR3 is pretty close to being done. That Baneling just watches and stares down the Zergling that's slaughtered in front of it.
Now, Ret saw the 2 gases at the natural, and he hasn't seen a Roach Warren yet, so he should have an idea of what's coming here. At least, you know, he should be able to make an educated guess. So we'll have to see, yeah, starting another Queen. Will he throw down an Evo Chamber and possibly a Spore or 2?
Actually, well, there's his...
Roach Warren for Revival. All right.
There's his Evo Chamber, but he actually responded by dropping down 2 more gas as soon as he saw it. So.
Oh, Revival deciding to go for Infestors as well. Infestor Roach again, just saving up a lot of extra gas just to get the Infestor count quite high early on.
Not a bad decision at all. We're on 46 drones to 47 in favor of Ret, of course, even with that expansion. And looks like he'll be putting out a few more here in just a second, going to some nice Roach production very soon. See if he starts at +1 weapons right away. And nothing quite yet, but LR3 is just about to finish up as well.
Yep. So 3 bases to 2. Revival's going to have to... Oh, no, 3 bases to 3. Revival now did just take his 3rd. Just starting it right now, and Ret might be able to actually get down there and cause a cancel if Revival doesn't respond soon enough.
And it looks like he does have a few Zerglings up there. There's a couple of the Banelings. Ret trying to dispatch of them before they get into some damage. Pulling off and only taking the loss of a couple of Zerglings initially. Still continuing to do damage to the hatchery. Very good control out of him, and he moves away without taking that many losses. And he's just going to come right back and deny this again.
Wow, if he gets that Baneling too, that will be astounding here. Look at the control by Ret, man.
Wow.
Oh, Ret, that was dangerous, man.
Ret is playing on top of his game right now. That was actually stellar.
Well, if he would have killed that Baneling and denied that hatchery again, that would have been huge. That would have really, really set TSL.Revival behind. It seems like all the Team Liquid guys lately have really been playing well. It makes me want to watch Noni even more. I really would like to see him play some games.
Yeah, maybe we'll see him in this set. It would be kind of fun. Let's go ahead and take a look, though, as a few more Zerglings are swinging back up to the top right. It looks like Revival wants to make sure that he's going to hold on to that, though, so no issues there. This Overlord is eventually going to die. We're moving into that stage of the game where Overlord's going to start being a precious commodity as more Hydras, Infestors, stuff like that start hitting the fields.
Every Overlord is precious, man.
Yes, every Overlord is sacred.
They can always be there to drop creep when you need them.
They're such helpful guys, and that's pretty much the only thing they do. Oh, besides cheering you up, you're right.
They're like a piñata that drops out gooey black stuff instead of candy.
Yes, fun for the kids.
You don't even need to hit them.
Let's see here, though, as Revival does have Burrow finishing up as well pretty soon. Pathogen Glands is done now for Ret, and are very close to done. Both players have Infestors hitting the field now. Already 4 up for Revival. That number is increasing. This game actually starting to look very close to what we saw last time on Antigua Shipyard. Ret starts to pull a macro advantage. He's later to his Infestors, but then moves into Hydras. We'll see if that actually comes up in a bit and gets a better engagement, but this is remarkably similar to what we saw in Antigua.
Well, you can see him being ahead in that +2 weapons as well, and the +1 Carapace. Revival only having 1 Evo Chamber to upgrade with. Ooh, look at that. Some burrowed Infestors, though. Going out to do some damage, potentially. Oh, and the Banelings get found.
Yeah, unfortunately for Ret there. So, had a potential to do a little sneak attack, but it is thwarted by Revival. He's making his way out now with those burrowed Infestors, and there is no... Oh, yeah, there is detection sitting overhead.
All right. Yep. And those Infestors actually might be in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, it's actually sending them into both locations. One being sent here down to the bottom. Already a couple of infested Terrans coming up. Those Infestors really aren't going to get a lot done. Nice job by Rep to prioritize the Infestors themselves and actually just hunt those down. 3 Infestors down. These infested Terrans are going to kill a Roach or 2, but it's not going to be the end of the world. These Infestors, however, did not get anything done. They were immediately turned around, so a good win for Ret.
They went home after they saw what happened to their friends.
We don't want any part of that. I'm so sorry.
Yep. You know, if you were searching for Ret's burrowed Infestors, and it was in the fall, you could call it the Hunt for Ret October.
Oh, mother of God.
That was terrible.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, I was possessed by someone else for a moment there. It's over now. I'm back.
I'm okay with that.
What happened? I missed the last couple seconds.
It was weird. Roaches. You were rambling about bad submarine movies, and then...
Oh, really?
I don't know. Yeah.
Was it the one with the Beatles?
Yes, I think it was.
Okay, all right.
All right, here we go, guys. Engagement. Ren has a better concave right away, but he does attack through a little choke point there, so Fungals on both sides, as a matter of fact. However, Revival getting his Infestors ahead, so they are killed right away. Ret can actually sit back, safely keep those around, and be able to reaccumulate energy in a bit. He is now up by about 30-40 supply, and but the reinforcement distance is, of course, very, very short for Revival.
Oh, Ret's spewing out a lot of Infested Terrans as well, giving himself time for the reinforcements to show up, just kind of buffering that army for a moment. And that might be all he needs to do a lot of damage to Revival.
Yeah, very true, very true. And these roaches are now starting to go to town. Revival doing a nice job of burying himself inside of this mineral line back here, where it's a little hard for Ret to get in and attack. However, the Infested Terrans themselves actually killed a few roaches, and that's starting to swing the take in favor of Ret. And look at the line of reinforcements he has making his way out.
Yeah, no kidding. It's almost a solid line of red there. Or a solid line of Ret, too, I guess you could say. And more Infested Terrans popping out just to kind of bolster the forces while the reinforcements get there. I really like how Ret is using that just to kind of not lose the advantage.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Drones are being pulled off the line now and going down en masse. And it looks like, ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
Ret is going to take another game here from TSL and put Liquid up 3-1.
Yeah, look at this. This is awesome. I mean, we've seen TLO come out, win 3 games in a match on TAC number 2. GG.
Wow.
Ret now winning 3 games in this match against TSL. And keep in mind, Sheth all killed last week, too. These Team Liquid guys are coming alive in this tournament, man.